how we are going, what we need to do to get there, and how all of us are going to come together as one to take us there. Not Father Gary, not the vestry, but all of us. St. Mark's is a body of all of us for Christ. I just happen to be the one who is the leader. But my role is to facilitate that we all understand that our goal is in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and we are doing his ministry. Today in our gospel, he was thrown out, but he didn't give up. So I don't want any of you to feel that you're thrown out and you should give up, because we have a lot of work to do, and we cannot do it as one or two or three or four. We have to do it as a family for Christ. So I want to open with a prayer that is on page in my book, and it's a prayer for what I called the church and its unity. Let us pray. Almighty and ever-living God, source of all wisdom and understanding, be present with those who take counsel for the renewal and mission of your church. Teach us in all our doings to seek first your honor and glory. Guide us to perceive what is right, and grant us both the courage to pursue it and the grace to accomplish it. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. The Episcopal Church has lectionary A, B, and C. I have nothing to do with the lectionaries. And I have nothing to do with the lessons. So when I read that we were talking about Jeremiah, I didn't say to the vestry, this is a good day for us to have the state of the church. But that's the God that we serve that really tells us. He doesn't bring, he sends. So he sent a message, as the prophet Jeremiah was telling today, that we are all called. And one of the key things that I am to share with you today, and I will share on our ministries, our senior warden will talk about our rafters report, and Brian, together with Kelly, will tell you where the financial status of our church is. And then I will come back and commission you on what I would like us to do. Not you, us. Because I will never ask of you unless I am willing to step into the water first. Because I'm your shepherd, and that's the role. But COVID has, the last 2 years, caused us to just disperse. And some of us are still scared to come back on the hill. But the mission of Jesus Christ does not stop because COVID. And as I always often shared with you when they had the Spanish flu in 1918, many more people died. And there were not cures as we have. There were not social media to tell us what to do or instructions. And our parents and our grandparents lived and journeyed on. They didn't get scared. As I said to you, my mother went out and got 10 children. Ooh. But I'm glad because I'm number 10. So what I'm saying to you today is we cannot stop. As I said to you, we're itching to get out. And I'm asking each and every one of us to how do we get out? We have ministries that we need help. Our outreach, we need help. Our greeters, we need help. Our hospitality, we need help. And I say that we need help because it is when we are together, we become one for Jesus. And we are doing great things. But the day we become complacent and figure, oh, okay, we're good now. No. We can't become complacent. We got to continue to work hard. I got a call where one of our members lost a loved one. And it was on Wednesday, and He wanted to have the homegoing service on Friday. And it was a difficult task. But I was just amazed at the amount of people who was jumping together to try to make it happen. I have been at churches where they would say, there's no way, and they'll say, no, we can't. But I never hear that at St. Mark's. We will try, and then if we can't get it done, we'll say, well, we tried, but we didn't. So today, as Francis Dewar said in the book, everyone is not called to be a priest. Everyone is not called to be a deacon. But we all have individual skills. Because God said when He created us uniquely special with gifts. And I ask of each and every one of you to pray, what is your gift? What is that special gift that you can attribute to St. Mark's to continue to build the kingdom on this hill? Is it in outreach? Is it in greeters? And more or less, I see the youth in this church who are bubbling, dying to enjoy Jesus, to enjoy to be part of a ministry. We in the Episcopal Church get a biggest fear that we don't encourage youth. And one of the reasons that I looked at St. Mark's was the youth. And I'm not wrong. But I cannot carry them by myself. We are diligently trying to find a youth minister for them. But in the meantime, we must care for them as our own. I need a kids' Sunday school teacher. And I don't want everyone tomorrow to call Sarah Mulholland and says, I want to do it. I want everyone to call Sarah Mulholland and says, I want to do it. I want us to keep us together. Let the children grow. Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. We are on a journey. I had 2 weeks ago, I was in Barbados, and I came at the seminary where the kids would be staying. And I looked off and I saw the ocean, and I saw the tranquility and the humility. And I instantly took a picture and sent it to Mulholland and Beth. And Beth appeared jealous, but I said, that's okay. And she wasn't jealous because she was not there, but she could see the monastic part of it that would allow our children to grow. To grow spiritually, because we are all connected. And I don't want us to lose that connection. That's why I'm asking for us to find kids, teachers. I know who's the adult formation person already. And he's committed to a certain time, but he's given me enough time to find a youth minister. And right now we may not have all the funds for the youth minister. But I know you, St. Mark's. When it happens, you're going to step up. Because we are about our children. You are going to step up and make it happen. Because Matt did a great job here. You have raised him up so much that he is now gone called to be a priest. We will find another youth minister where if we have to raise him up to become a leader, that's okay. Because then that's the quality of this small building growing people for Christ. I can see that I'm talking too much. But I want to tell us, we have to live with COVID. It's just not going to evaporate. We just have to make adjustments and do what is best for ourselves, our families. And by doing all that, we will do it for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So today, my commission to each and every one of you is to find where your call is. Where your call in this family. Where you will put up your hand and says, as the prophet Isaiah said, who shall I send? Send me. I ask you today to discern your call, but discern a call to be part of this family here at St. Mark's. That's my ask of each and every one of you. And if you're not sure of our ministries, there are pamphlets here that you can pick up and you can look at. That's my call for each and every one of you today. I am finished so far, but I give you our senior warden who have been doing a yeoman's job in the last 2 years. And it's okay to give her a round of applause as she comes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I come bearing some good news with a big caveat. So those of you who were part of the process of asking the Episcopal Church to allow us, the diocese, to allow us to build this new beautiful building as our fellowship hall, and to pay for it with a wedding ministry and an event ministry, know that we planned, when we went to the standing committee, that we would need 3 years of ramp-up time before we were able to cover the mortgage payments. I'm happy to tell you that in 2021, we more than covered the mortgage payments. We are on our way in 2022 to covering the mortgage payments. However, right now, all of the money that comes in from the Rafters wedding and event ministry goes to pay the mortgage. Right now, the Rafters bears no expenses. Not Allison, not linens, not anything else related to the operation of that ministry. And so all of that has come into the St. Mark's budget. So that's an important thing to remember. Eventually, we need to transfer that back, but we're not going to until we are certain that this trend of being able to pay down the mortgage is solid. 2021 was a weird year, I think we can all agree. There was a lot of pent-up demand for weddings, and so they were coming fast and furious. I talked with Allison last night, and while we have a good number of weddings on the books for 2022, she is now beginning to book for 2023. And so we may find ourselves in a year where what we bring in this year doesn't cover the mortgage quite. So as a vestry, we have decided that we will not begin transferring those expenses to the Rafters income, charging it against the Rafters income, until we can be certain we can pay down the note. As you all remember, we have $1.4 million to pay down. I will share that we got a little bit blindsided by our lender at the beginning of the process and had to contribute more of what we considered reserve funds than we were expecting before the mortgage payments or the construction payments began to kick in. And so we're being very, very conservative, and I think all of you will agree that that's really important. It's important also to know that while those Rafters expenses, the addition of another employee, and the other things that are required to keep the building going, while those are a drag on the St. Mark's budget, they're not the whole picture of why we are behind. We are, and you'll hear more about this from Brian and from Kelly, but it's important to know we are behind because we are behind. We are behind on pledges. At this point, our income has dragged, but our programming has not. And so, as Father Gary has asked, we need a recommitment from everybody, maybe an extra commitment from everybody while we ramp back up, but it's really important. But I do want you to hear that the chance that we took on that building appears to have been wise. The diocese is pleased. I will tell you, Sarah Holler and Peter Macon are pleased. The vestry is pleased, and all of us should be pleased as well. We have a beautiful building. We know that it works for us, which is the most important function of it, that we have a place to gather. Last night's chili cook-off was the bomb. And we are looking to continue the growth of those ministries. So that's really important for you to bear in mind. And please know that while you hear about the success of the Rafters, and it is success, it is not the whole picture when it comes to St. Mark's. Okay? We are not drawing on that money. We are not drawing. We have an $8,300 mortgage payment each month. That's a big nut. So we're going to keep all that money for the mortgage. All right. The second thing that I want to talk to you about. So as you know, the vestry has been working very hard over the last year and a half, 2 years, as vestries do. This one in particular had some special work to do. And as I mentioned back in, I don't remember, September or October, the bishop asked us if we would please hold off on vestry elections until things settled down. Father Gary had a chance to get his feet wet, find the bathroom, all of the things necessary. We weren't unique necessarily. There were other churches in the diocese who brought on a new rector toward the end of the year that got the same request from the bishop. But I will tell you that we are tired. And so we are planning to hold vestry elections in March. There are 4 of us rolling off. There's a special case in which a member of our vestry has had a life change that requires him to turn his focus to something else, and so we will send him with much love and good thoughts for that new opportunity in his life. So we will have 4 positions available. It's not easy in good times to find people to run for the vestry. I think we can all acknowledge that these are not the best of times. And so it's very, very important that as you discern your call, that you think about being a part of the group that runs our church. Right? This is a beloved place for us. It makes me emotional when I think about it. And I think if you ask any of the people who have been on vestry for the last 3 years, this has been an amazing experience. You know, people say to me all the time, "Oh my gosh, you must be so..." You know what? I am completely in awe. I mentioned in one of the things that I wrote for the call that Peter Macon once told me that running the vestry as the senior warden would be the most spiritual experience I ever had, and I thought he was nuts. But it turns out he was absolutely right, and then some, right? Over the course of this, I have learned to talk to God. I have a constant conversation going on in my head with God during the day. The group of the vestry, the way that the vestry behaves, it is an incredibly spiritual experience. Our meetings, sure, we conduct business, but mostly we learn more about God, we learn more about each other, we pray, we have a little bit of Bible study, we share what's going on in our lives. It's a really spiritual experience that I encourage you to be a part of if you think that that's your call. So if you are interested, Kelly, Amy, God bless Amy, she will roll off after 4 years and 3 months. God bless Amy. And me, I will also roll off in March. And so, and Rick Stein, who stepped in at a really important time. So thank you very much for that. He got a call from the senior warden, "Will you please?" And he said yes, without hesitation. So you may be approached by one of us. If you'd rather, feel free to approach us. But we ask you, please, to discern whether it's your time and whether it's your turn. And I thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you all are well. We're going to try to do this without a slide or without a visual, but we can send one out to everybody so they can kind of see what we're talking about. Don't be alarmed by all these notes. I know I'm the one that's holding us up to going to coffee, so we'll keep it brief if we can. When we talked about doing an update for the state of the church and the financials, we decided to keep it simple and focus on where we ended up in 2021 and where we're going in 2022. So I wanted to start out by saying we had I won't say a surprisingly good year, but I think we had a good year from a giving standpoint and a revenue standpoint, particularly when you think about COVID and the fact that we weren't always here every Sunday. But to give you a recap, our total expenses in 2021 were $384,510, and our income was $481,460. So we had a surplus of $96,950. When I say a surplus of what we projected as our expenses versus our income. However, I think Beth mentioned this, that we have this payment every month for the rafters, which we do. And if you factor that into our surplus, what I call the real surplus, although we don't show that on our revenue expense report because of we can show the interest, but we show the principal payment in another area of our financials. But if you factor that into the surplus, our real surplus was about $4,550. So a little bit of surplus, but not a tremendous amount. I wanted to mention the income highlights. Our pledges this year totaled through December 31st, $295,985 versus a budget. We did budget based on the pledges received, $296,642. So you can see there was a slight difference, but pretty close. Our other income was a big surprise, and when I say a big surprise, really primarily to the hard work everybody did, including our Rafters coordinator and everybody that supports what we're doing from a wedding and event venue. We had $131,025 in what we call other income versus a budget of $65,393. $115,000 of that was wedding income. So I'm not going to go into every expense category unless y'all want me to. Our total income for the year, as I mentioned, was $481,460. That was actual versus our budget of $398,297. Some of the expenses, I'll just mention these briefly, but our expenses, our staff expenses were $13,000 underspent, and if you think about last year, we hired a wedding event coordinator. We didn't hire a youth minister. So that was kind of an offset, but we were a little bit underspent in our staff expenditures. Campus maintenance and utilities, we were a little bit overspent, $48,178 versus $43,688 was our budget. Office administration and other, which takes care of our office expenses, but also some of our campus expenses. Our actuals were 56,202, and 47,348 was our budget. So we were overspent, but a good bit of that, not a good bit of it, but a partial part of that, I want to state this correctly, roughly 18,000 in our rector search and rector relocation. So if you think about that expense, we don't have that every year. We hope we don't. But that is a very reasonable expense, but typically a one-time expense that you incur. So if you think about that versus the actuals of 56,000, you can see where we would normally fall. Our committees, as would be expected, a lot of committee work occurred, but also a little bit of a reduction in committee work because of the COVID virus and some of the curtailment that we saw there. But we're expecting to ramp up in 22 very quickly, getting back to pre-COVID levels. Our committee spend, these are all our committees, $17,654 was our spend versus a budget of $20,700. So a little bit underspent, but still active. And then our total expenses were $384,510 versus $387,18 was our budget. So a little bit underspent in our expenses. Any questions about 2021? Okay. We're going to talk briefly. I'm not going to share the budget with you yet. We'll be doing that soon once the vestry does their final. They've reviewed it and approved it, but they're probably going to want to look at it one more time. We've made a few little tweaks, but we will say this, that the pledges have not returned to the pre-COVID level. We appreciate everybody's giving and contribution, both in work they do and financially to the church and the ministry here. But as I mentioned, the church services, the church programming, we're ramping back up to pre-COVID levels, or we want to start doing that. So we need to see an increase in pledges if possible, or it could lead to some reduced programming in what we do. We hope not, but I just call that out because the work we do, the support of the ministries here, do have a cost, and we definitely need that help as we go into 22. So, with that said, I can share what we're projecting right now going into 2022. We're projecting expenses at $572,870. Keep in mind the rafters expenses are all rolled into the church budget. Projected expense, 520, that was the expense number. The projected revenue or income is 527,470. So that right now, our current budget, we would be going into 2022 with a deficit of roughly $45,000 in what we're projecting for expenses versus what we're expecting in income or revenues, including pledges. So you can see why I made the comment about the more we can do, the better. Everybody I know stretches in their pledge, and we just call that out because that's very important as we go forward in terms of our support of the ministries in the church. Kelly, do you want to add anything about 2022?
The only thing I was going to say is that we will go over it in more detail at the annual meeting. So we'll be able to look through that line by line together at the annual meeting. But honestly, Brian, I think you and Beth kind of did the hard part for me, and that they've communicated kind of where we are as far as the finances in the church. So thank you guys. Yeah, Beth has a question. Sure.
Does the budget include all the spending that we want it to include, or is it bare bones?
It is bare bones currently. We're operating at at COVID programming with pre-COVID income. So we either need to bring the income in or the expenses down, and we're kind of managing that balance the best we can. So the deficit Brian mentioned does include reduced committee spending in almost every category, with a prayer for more pledges. Another question?
Yes. Do the projections for 2022 include youth minister at all?
No,
No.
not at this time.
They do include rafters expenses. Brian mentioned when he told you that layout for 2021 that we took out a big chunk of it. It does include the rafters mortgage in this one, so you won't see another $100,000 hit. It does include income. It includes projected income for the
Yeah,
rafters.
it does include projected income.
Yes.
Yes. Any other questions?
What else you got? I know you guys have questions. All right. Yeah?
I just want to point out something I found interesting being on Vestry. The pledges that we have, it's the amount of, the pledge amount is higher than in the past, but we're not having as many pledges coming in. Is that accurate?
Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the average per family giving is higher, but the number of pledges that have come in, number of pledging families is lower.
That is correct. And to elaborate just a little bit, we look at the total number of families that are registered with our parish and look at that versus history. And then, of course, the number of pledge packets sent out and the number returned. And the pledge size per family has been growing, in a lovely trend over the last 15 years. Saying that our families are more and more committed to St. Mark's. What is changed is for the number of families on the rolls, the percentage of actual pledges returned has been shrinking. So, the number of families who are part of St. Mark's has shrunk a little bit, but the number of actual pledges that come in has shrunk by 3 times that rate. So we're just getting fewer families actually pledging. So that's really the gap. Are you here? Are you a member? And did you put in a pledge?
Anybody on Facebook Live who couldn't hear Alan talking, the number of families giving is lower. The amount that the families who are giving is higher. Thank you very much to those families. Yes, Libby.
The number of families that have pledged is 78 this year.
78 families have pledged this year.
131.
We sent out close to 133 pledge
Yeah.
packets this year. In prior years, we've been somewhere between 95 to 103
Yeah.
pledges. Pledging units, one family pledging units.
Right.
So, we've got 78 pledges against a target of greater than 90.
Sarah?
Thank you.
Do you have a question?
I was just saying, I'm getting text back here that the questions that are coming from here, people online, they're asking, can you please repeat?
The questions that come up. We'll do that. Yes, any other questions?
I will say the Finance Committee is looking for volunteers. If you're not interested in running for vestry but feel a calling to help on finance, we would love the help. Thank you.
And we have a small group in the Finance Committee, Sean and Kelly Pope, Kay Nosby, Liz Gale, Eileen Lampro, have just been wonderful to work with and very supportive. But yes, let me put the plug in, we definitely have a lot to do, and some more folks that would be interested in that would be very appreciated. So other questions, y'all?
What are the committees that operate? Sarah Milholland has a lovely brochure. ministry booklets. Ministry booklets, if anyone would like one, they are
Anybody
available.
can get one, Sarah has them. Sorry.
Where can the people who are watching remote get those?
Let me ask Sarah where she'll leave them. Sarah, the folks that are watching remotely, where can they get those? Where would we leave them? Okay. So folks that are watching online, if you want one of the ministry or committee packets, just let Sarah know, send us an email or Cindy, and we'll get you one. And there, did you all hear that? I'll be the bearer of good news that there are extra pledge cards in the back if you haven't submitted one. We'd love to see those. Any other comments or questions? We will have a more detailed. We'll obviously have a detailed, more detailed report with copies for everybody when we have our annual meeting in March. Okay, and I appreciate all your support, and we look forward to a great 22 as we go forward.
Thank them, everyone, for their yeoman's job and doing their ministry for the church. Once again, thank you all very much. And yes, they said they don't have in the budget for a youth minister, but we will have a youth minister, and we will find a budget. Because these kids are too important to me, and we have to do whatever we can to keep them together, because, as I said to you, kids who grow up in the church, they're 80 to 95% successful in life because they're built with the foundation of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I thank you all for the wonderful work you've done. I've come here and there's so many moving parts that every time I feel like I put my hand on one, another one move. But I'm going to get them all. I am going to figure it out. But one thing I want to share with you regarding our pledges and regarding our numbers, there's also opportunities to find new sheep. So we can grow the church by bringing new people to the church. And I've seen by my way of greeting on the outside that there are new people coming to our church. So that's why we need the greeters and the hospitality to embrace those so they can know how wonderful we are, and then eventually they become a pledge. I want to share a story with you about pledging or about growing in any way. In my previous life, and I'll be short, I was a salesman and I sold mortgages and I was pretty good at it. I was maybe number one in the Northeast. And my boss had this problem. I called it a problem. I didn't have it. He had it. Whenever senior management needed more numbers, he would always come to me and say, I need more numbers. And I said to him, but you got a bunch of slackers here that don't pull. And he said to me, I want you to focus on a tree full of leaves. If you're picking fruit from that tree and you're happy with it, if you shake it, you may find 2 or 3 more fruit. But if you look at the tree that doesn't have any and you shake it, you can't get any. And my wife and I prayed earnestly. And we said we're going to make a small commitment to our pledge. We put in our pledge. But we have agreed, and I started today, to add $4 to my pledge every week. And as each and every one of us do that, we will wipe out half the potential deficit. But then again, where much is given, more is required. There may be some of you that can do bigger than that. And if that's your call and your prayer, then you can do that. But we are in this together. All of us are making the sacrifice for Christ, for his church, for his people, to keep the unity of Jesus spreading throughout the world. So what I say to you is to pray earnestly, and whatever your call is, put up your hand and says, as the prophet Isaiah said, who shall I send? Send me. We are going to have a great coffee hour because we're going to share in the Christ gifts that he gives to us. So go out this week, my brothers and sisters, and pray for what your call is. You're called to be here at this wonderful place on the hill to grow us. And there's some other exciting things that we will share at our annual meeting that are coming. Get ready. The best is yet to come. Amen. Our recessional. Wait, I think I forgot. Sorry. On Tuesday, we have the funeral for Patricia Woolley at 2 o'clock, the homegoing service. All who are willing and be able to attend. And don't forget the Flying Lions Great Party. And anyone who is willing to be part of the committee for the Taste of Barbados, please let me know or Sarah Holler. And Lent is going to be upon us. Before we know, we're going to have Strobe Tuesday, and the Thirsty Thursday men are putting it together. So things to do. Sunday school resume next Sunday, and we will have the kids also. We need a kids Sunday school teacher. Put your